What's up and what's good? It's Dr. Nee. Thank you all for joining me on this episode of Docs Outside the Box. This is not an interview. This is going to be an update. As a matter of fact, this is update 5.0. And I'm going to be talking about some of the significant changes that have occurred with Docs Outside the Box, the podcast, the website, people getting in contact with me. So this is a major update. The last update was a couple of months ago, and as a matter of fact, it was called 4.0. And during that time, spent a lot of time changing some of the inner workings, making it a lot more streamlined for myself, realizing that I can only do so much and that I was the bottleneck, so to speak. So went to work, went to the lab, put my ego to the side basically, and got some help and found out ways that I can be a lot more efficient with my podcast, be a lot more efficient with my personal brand, be a lot more efficient with a whole host of things, and went to work. And that's when I went a little bit silent on social media, as well as responding to emails and also responding to nominations, which there are a lot of, and I'll get to that pretty quickly. So let's start at the top. Let's start with the website. Anybody who's been to the website recently over the past couple of days to weeks, there is a new website. And as a matter of fact, DocsOTB really doesn't exist anymore. If you type in docsotb.com, you'll be automatically forwarded to drneedarko.com, which will be the permanent home of the podcast. That'll also be where you can find anything related to what I'm doing, my personal branding. I'm going 100% in. I'm putting all the chips in on branding, not just from the podcast standpoint, but also for my personal brand. So I'm really excited about it. Excited about the colors. Took a while to kind of get to this point and was a little bit shy to bring this out months before. And as a matter of fact, I've been working on this since the beginning of 2018, but just wasn't sure how everybody would respond to it, getting in my own way, worried too much about what other people think. And this should have came out probably by the summer, maybe even about August or September, but you know how things go. It's coming out now. So if you want to learn more about me, if you want to learn more about what I do, the reason behind what I do, just go to drneedarko.com and check out the About section. But I'm really proud about this, and I'm really interested in your feedback about this website. For those who are focused mainly on the podcast, don't worry, nothing has really changed. It's just that in order to get to the podcast now through the website, you just go to my main website, drneedarko.com, and then you go /podcast, or you just go to the podcast section of the website, click on Docs Outside the Box, and all the episodes are there. That's where all the updates will be. That's where you'll find, the player there if you want to play directly from the website. So very excited about this. I love the colors. I hope y'all think so too. Those who are looking for other podcasters who happen to be physicians, that directory is still there, and we're still updating it on a really we're always updating it, fairly continuously. So all you have to do is go to the podcast section, click down, and you'll see a section for podcast listings. That will be, in essence, the directory. And then there's also a section right below that. If you click submit your podcast, you'll be able to find you'll be able to submit podcasts. You guys have to excuse me. I got a little bit of a dry throat. I'm getting over a cold. And then there's also Ask Me a Question. That hasn't changed. That's always going to be on the right-hand side of the website. Just click on that, and that'll take you to SpeakPipe, and you can leave me, I think, about 90 seconds. I think you got about 90 seconds to leave me a question, so make it quick, and I will get back to you ASAP. Sometimes I may write to you before I answer you and ask you if I can answer it on the show. Other than that, if not, if you don't want to, I'll just answer it back to you via email. And then the contact page, this is the one that I really want to stress. I get a lot of feedback from docsoutsidethebox.com, whether people really enjoyed an episode or they had something that they wanted to point things out to me about, which, it happens quite often. But also at the same time, a lot of you all are doing some amazing things, and either you're nominating yourselves or someone has nominated you to be on the show. And it was just a really archaic method that I had. It was going to Google Forms and then taking you off the website. Then you couldn't get back onto the website. And then the way how Google Forms was alerting me that people were nominating themselves. It just really was just creating more work for me. And as a result, there's just a pile of nominations that I've gone through, but haven't been able to take so much action on, mainly because it just doesn't work in my workflow. So I've changed all of that. If you want to nominate yourself or you want to nominate someone, you can do it from the contact page. Just click on the contact page and then go to request to appear on our podcast. And there are going to be a series of questions that you have to answer, including submitting your bio, submitting your headshot. Answer those questions, and then we'll take a look at those nominations, and then we'll come back and let you know if you got on the show. But I'm really excited about all the nominations that I gotten so far. Thank you so much for reaching out. I think I've read through a ton of those nominations, and you guys are doing some really fire stuff. I'm really excited about that, and you all should be excited about what you're doing also. If you want to reach me, I'm no longer using knee@docsotb or even info@docsotb. I now have a team that's helping me. So if you want to reach me directly, just hit me up at drknee@drkneedarko.com. But if there are anything from a logistical standpoint, if people want to reach me for other reasons, I'm just telling everybody to reach my assistant, Cheryl, at drkneedarko.com. That's right. I got an assistant finally. I finally chucked the ego to the side, and I finally decided to get someone who can really help me streamline my things. And look, I'm not going to lie. I recognize my deficiencies. Efficiency is not my greatest, is not my greatest asset. I'm not the best at that. So I had to hire someone to help me with that. And it's really helped a lot with streamlining and getting back in touch with people and putting things that are really important and prioritizing. I definitely recommend that you all consider getting a virtual assistant in the future. And as a matter of fact, I have an episode that will be coming out very soon where I'm talking about the benefits of having a virtual assistant and how you can basically not lose. The big thing is a lot of people get really concerned that it's going to be really expensive, but I think there are ways that you can be cost effective with a virtual assistant and still be able to get what you want to get done. Also with social media, all forms of social media have finally been standardized. Everything is now at Dr. Knee Darko. And I'm sure, as you all know, it was a mess before, specifically on Facebook. There was Docs Outside the Box. There was Dr. Knee Darko. There was Docs Outside the Box Nation. So let me clarify everything. The personalized small group or Facebook group is still Docs Outside the Box Nation. You can still get on there, and there you'll find some back scenes things that are going on with Docs Outside the Box. You'll also find some questions that I may put up there, and even some hot takes on things that I may have an opinion on that I would love to get your opinion on. And it's a great opportunity for you all to give me feedback, to reach out to me and let me know what works for you, what doesn't work for you, who do you want on the show, and so forth. Also, if you want to reach out to me through Instagram, that's Dr. Knee Darko. If you want to find out specifically about the podcast, just go to Facebook and click either Docs Outside the Box Nation, or we have a Facebook page, and that's Dr. Knee Darko. So I'm trying to clean everything up. I've gotten rid of all the other multiple aliases. Those are all gone. So hopefully that's a lot more cleared up for you. Now, about what I want to accomplish for 2019. On Facebook, as well as on Instagram, I put out a post that had a picture of me that basically said 2019 is the year of results, no more resolutions. So basically, I'm tired of talking about it. I'm just letting it happen, making it happen. We're just going at it. We're going to see what we can get done this year and just stop worrying about worrying and saying all these different things and just make things happen, right? Let the results do the talking for me. So my goals this year are, I want to be more in depth with my episode interviews, right? I want to stop having these, at least in my opinion, stop having these softball-like questions. I want to ask harder questions. I want to make my guests squirm more, right? I want you guys to be like, damn, Dr. Knee really, put that person on a spot. Now, I'm not trying to make this like, I don't want this to be a situation where guests don't want to come on the show, not like the Breakfast Club or something like that, but I want to be able to get them to open up more. I want them to be able to go to places that they haven't gone before in episodes. And, I just want to ask tougher questions. So I'm sure you guys want that also, right? Next, I want to continue to bring guests who are giving actionable advice, right? Not just bragging about their lives. Oh, look, take a look at my life. I'm living here. I'm in Los Angeles here. I'm in Dubai. I don't want to hear all that. Like, we want great examples of people who are doing amazing things outside of medicine, but also at the same time are willing to let you know how exactly they got there, right? I want to continue to do that. I want them to be inspiring. And as a matter of fact, as you know, we got the 5-Minute Fridays, which right now, anywhere between 2 to 3 times a month. We'll see how that goes. I'm also looking for someone to write me in and give me some advice as to what the proper name should be. I don't know if it should be 5 Minutes with Dr. Nee, the 5-Minute Clinic. I don't know. Whatever it is, give me some good ideas. Give me some inspiration, something that knocks me off my feet, and I could be like, yeah, I want to use that. You know what I'm saying? So I'm leaving it up to y'all. You know, like I say, this podcast is very interactive. You guys have a lot to say in this. So write me and let me know what you think. My goal this year also is to hit 50 episodes this year. I want to hit the number of 50 produced episodes and maybe even more, but right now I'm setting it at 50. So that could be a combination of interview episodes as well as solo episodes and episodes with other people that are not necessarily interviews, but just kind of people who are on the come up. So expect that this year, and I'm putting it out there because I want you all to hold me accountable for that. Another goal this year is to be more healthy. And I am back on the locums trail hard. I'm doing it real hard. So as you know, people who do locums, it's really hard to eat well. It's really hard to sleep well. It's really hard to stay in shape, but I'm not going to let that stop this year. This year, I'm focusing more on ways that I can be a lot more efficient, i.e., instead of staying in a hotel, I'm going to try to do more Airbnbs, which is where I'm recording from right now. I think that is a great idea for those who are doing locums right now. If there is any way that you can convince your locums company, or if you have a direct contract with the hospital, consider doing an Airbnb, which I think in many ways can be a lot cheaper than doing a hotel. Also, most Airbnbs, you can have a kitchenette, you have a refrigerator. Some may even have a gym, or at least a space where you can work out, and it's all there, as opposed to in a hotel where you definitely more than likely won't have a kitchenette unless you're in a extended stay and the gym is just far away. So I recommend doing an Airbnb. That's what I'm doing this year, and so far it's really working out. I'm also going to put out more posts so that you all can keep me accountable on working out. I am in I've been starting with T25, and I just keep falling off. So now I'm just gonna put it out there and put it on Instagram and let y'all hold my feet to the fire and make sure that I get the job done. My goal is to be able to finish T25, to do Insanity, and then eventually get consistent with running. Right now, I feel like I'm so deconditioned that if I get out there and start running, I'm gonna start cramping up. So at least that's been my experience over the past 2 years. If I start running too quickly, my body's just not ready. So I think I need to get myself into quote unquote general shape first, get my cardio up, get my speed up, and then really start running again. And then I'm going to start sharing more about my locums lifestyle, right? Not just sharing about the Airbnb expectations, but also just what it's like to be away from family for a little bit. What that does to you, but also some ways that you can become more efficient, ways that you can make more money as a locums. And I think you all would appreciate that. And then also, I'm also going to talk about the equipment that I'm using. As a matter of fact, right now I'm using this newer, it's NEEWER recording stand that I got off of that I got off of Amazon. That has really helped me record a lot easier. I no longer have to bend down and use the stand that came with my ATR 2100. I know a lot of y'all are like, Dr. Darko, man, you've been recording for like 2-3 years. How come you haven't gotten this in the past? Well, the issue was that I was traveling so much that, between going home to New York or going to my wife's family place and going on locums and all these different things, like that stand didn't seem like it would be very useful to me. Particularly, I felt as though I had to keep changing it over and over and over again. But I'm here in my Airbnb. I have it set up on a table, and it's just freeing. I just don't have to worry about bending over. I can look straight, talk, and I love it. But there's some new equipment that I am testing out that I think is going to take things to another level with the sound quality. So I'm really excited about that. Stay tuned for more videos on that. So that's pretty much it, everyone. That's update 5.0. I just want to say, we're getting close to 3 years. I can't believe it. Really excited about that 3-year mark, that 3-year anniversary. When I first started this podcast, it really, truly, I really want you guys to understand that this really was just a passion project. I really wanted to learn from people in my network who I thought were really successful, and just wanted to put it out there as a means of letting you all kind of learn from that also. Did not expect to be podcasting this long. Just kind of thought that I would either fall off or people wouldn't listen. But towards the end of this month, we're heading at our most downloads ever. So I think you all are finding value from this. I really appreciate it. I so appreciate you all for listening to the show, sharing it with other people, writing back to me if there's some issues, writing to me if you really loved it, writing to me if you hated it, nominating people, nominating yourselves. I really, really appreciate that. Stuff really means a lot to me. And ultimately, this is not about me. This is about us, right? Like, this is a community of doctors who just don't want to take BS anymore, right? Like, we want to live life on our own terms. And I so appreciate it. I'll continue to reach out to you all through social media, as well as through email, and of course, obviously, through this podcast. So here's to 2019. Update 5.0 is done. I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.